So hello and welcome to this week's angling vlog. This week you join me out on the reservoir and we're in search of roach on the float. So we're just at the start of autumn now. The leaves are starting to change. As you can see on screen now, it's a beautiful big venue to wet a line and an exciting one. The seat box is in the water, the net's in, all the gear's ready, and I can't wait to make a start. So before we do get into the video, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that subscribes to the channel, leaves the comments down below, leaves the video a like. It really is appreciated, and I'm really glad that you all do enjoy the videos that I put on the channel. If you are new around here, a new video goes on the channel at 6 PM every Friday, so you're more than welcome to subscribe and join us every week. So regulars to the channel will know that come a weekend after the week in work, I can't wait to get out on the bank. And the first thing for me is always to chill out and relax. And how can't you be chilled out on a venue like that? I've said it before, the British countryside takes some beating. So the hope today is to make contact with some of those quality roach that do live in the venue. There is a double purpose today though. This week coming up, I'm hoping to come on here and film a video, record them. So I'm hoping today to get a bit of confidence. You know, you always need a bit of confidence before you do them film shoots, and also do some preparation. You know, results on the channel that you see now don't come without hard work, and I'm hoping today just to fine-tune my setup, ready for coming on here in the week and doing a bit of filming. So panning the camera around, I was just stood there doing the intro, and if we go around, look at that for the beautiful venue. Can be very daunting when you look at the size of it, but we're just going to concentrate on this bit here. You can see the boxes in the water, we've got the keep net in and the tray, so we're going to be nice and comfortable today. But it is a big piece of water. What you've got to do is just concentrate on your bit. So let's take a closer look at the area of the reservoir that we're fishing. So that's where I was just stood, and normally there's a couple of bivvies there, and I am shocked that there isn't today. It is beautiful conditions for the bite. Bit of a nip in the air, but if we pan round, you see it's quite a big venue, and it can be very daunting, but you just got to concentrate on your bit. So let's take a look at the bit that we're on. If we look over here at the down wall, you're 10 to 20 foot deep, you know, nice depth for the whip. If you come here, there's a sandbank that goes all the way round here and into the shallows there. You can see a fish is just top there over the shelf. So we want to come onto the shelf, and I'm taking a risk that the fish are going to come on top of that shelf for us today. It's much shallower, and hopefully we can get the bite. So looking at the side tray, we've got plenty of red maggot. They are a bit of a backup and a hook bait to start with, just to get bites hopefully. We've got plenty of that hinders hemp, and you'll see there we've got quite a lot of it. Some of the sweet corn, and I've mixed up some of the hinders tears as well. Hopefully we can get a few bites on them today. One thing you've got to do on this venue is be positive. You know, I'm going to be putting plenty of bait in, but also be patient. It's a big expansive water. There's a carp lad over there, there's 3 of them over there, all spodding. So there's plenty of food going in the venue. I'm going to be really patient because I know it might take a bit of time for me to attract them in. You might well go in and get bites straight away, but the 2 things that I always come here with, I'm going to be patient and I'm going to be positive. Looking at the setup, I've got my 17-foot carbon active rod. I've got one of the new Axis 2 reels with 4-pound line. Got one of the Preston Innovations insert wagglers, and that's a 4 AAA. And I've got one number 4 dropper, and my hook link to begin with is nice and positive, 16 hook and 4-pound line. So just starting off, not going too far out like you can see, just a nice comfortable, you know, cast with the catapult. One of my concerns on here today is the ducks. You can see there the swim isn't massively deep, so there could be an issue. I'm just going over the top, see past the bait, reel into that patch of hemp. You see a carp's just rolled there. Now back in the day we did used to hit them quite often. See another carp's just rolled there as well, and they're definitely active. I'm just going to keep on feeding that hemp. So I'm not thinking at the moment I'm going to kill it. You know, experience on here has taught me to be positive. There's plenty of mouths to feed, so I'm going to be nice and positive with my bait. Some days you come on here, get a bite straight away. Some days you just got to wait a bit longer. Starting off on that double maggot, and there we go. That is a great sign. I can't tell you how much of a good sign that is. That's come on top of the shelf and we've had a bite really quickly. So that is a great start and a real confidence boost. You can see we've been really positive with the hemp. We're not messed about, we've got a bite really quickly. So Mr. Carp hasn't stopped rolling out there, and hopefully he stays out there and that lad wading out has a very good day. I know I'm in the minority, happy as punch catching roach, but there's no place I'd rather be. I could be out there catching carp, but I'm where I'm happy, sat in the reservoir catching roach. Got a double maggot on the hook, as you can see on the screen now. So we're starting off with a nice positive bait as well. There's a wind blowing left to right, which isn't too bad. We've got that number 4 shot, which is just going to sit on the bottom and keep it all steady. It's a nice positive setup. There we go, as we're feeding that hemp. Float's buried again. It feels like a nice, decent quality fish. It's another roach. So we're straight into the target species and already super confident for that filming. And on an autumn day, how can't you be happy with a little palm of roach? There's much bigger in here, and hopefully we can begin to attract them. And the other bit of good news is he doesn't feel too cold, because later this week I'm probably going to be stood in the reservoir in my waders. So yeah, real positive start. Nice positive pouch of hemp. That float's buried. You can see now you get into a bit of a routine. You can see how them bites are coming as that bait is hitting the bottom. So that hemp's working. I think it's time now to maybe feed just a few grains of corn maybe, or try a tear, because there's plenty of fish out there. And over the years in angling I've learned loads of lessons, but the biggest one is there's no substitute for effort, and with effort you build experience. And I know on here that these fish do go around in year classes mostly. Another angler just turned up on the bank there, so hopefully he'll get plenty of bites as well. But yeah, a lovely start. So just gone over to a piece of corn, just trying to target them better quality fish, just keeping that bait going in. There we go. It's the first bite on corn. It feels a decent fish. It's taking a bit longer than it did on maggot. So you got a bit of weed on the line, so there's a bit of weed out there as well. It does look like a nice fish. So the first one on corn does feel a slightly better one. You say you can only catch the stamp that's in front of you, but hopefully using corn we can begin to pick out the better stamp that's out there. And a lot of people ask me why I use hemp so much in all my fishing. It's because all fish like it, especially roach. And that is another plump roach coming on a hemp and corn. So again, being nice and positive with that hemp, just bringing that piece of corn into that patch. That number 4 is just going to slowly fall through the water, so hopefully there's plenty of visual there for the roach to spot it. There we go, it's a much quicker bite on the corn. We're having a very, very good day so far. We could potentially have a really good net at the end if it continues. Just starting to move that shoal a bit closer to me now, and yeah, going a bit further over depth on the top of the shelf and really getting a couple of these quality roach coming. So I do get a lot of questions on the blog about hemp seed, and just soak it for 24 hours, cook it for 20 or 30 minutes. Sometimes I do add in some maybe aniseed flavouring or booster, but most of the time I just cook it natural. And you know when you've got it right, and you can see all that oil coming off it, and that's just a natural oil from the hemp. That You can imagine the smell that's in the water, and that's how you know when you've got good hemp. Plenty of oil coming off it, it splits well with nothing added. And the one thing about reservoirs is they are totally wild. That wind has really turned now and it's right in my face. It's making feeding the hemp difficult. I'm trying to get these fish as close as possible to me. I'm still getting bites, but that's the beauty of these wild venues, the challenges they present. But the effort is always worthwhile when the roach look like that. It's a beautiful roach that, coming on hemp and corn. And with the wind howling in, the last of the blue skies of the year, definitely feels like autumn is here. And a palm full of roach just solidifies that. And if you just look at this leaf here that's coming past, just see the speed of the wind as it's blowing. But that float, more than in control. And lovely bending that 17-foot rod. You can see there a quality roach coming to the net. And what a lovely autumn backdrop. You can see the leaves on the trees are changing now. And we're moving to that good time of year. I really do enjoy winter and autumn. My favourite. And that's probably the best roach so far. Been challenging with this wind going across the swim. Really has been an enjoyable morning on the bank, and it's definitely given me that confidence for later in the week. And as the session's going on, more and more of these quality fish are coming to the net now. That wind just keeps on dropping every so often, but them roach are definitely on the feed. This feels like another quality one coming to the net. And that's definitely the best one of the session. Absolutely fin perfect. You got that copper head, that orange eye. It's a beautiful autumn roach that. Towards the end of the session, got plenty of bites from more quality roach coming on that hemp, corn and tares. And as the session comes to an end, the fish really did come on the feed. As you can see from the final net, plenty of bites and plenty of quality on an enjoyable day on the bank. So you do join me now back at the car and we're all loaded up, ready to go. It was a really enjoyable morning on the bank. Plenty of little lessons learned, but most of all, plenty of confidence going into the week ahead. I really do hope you have enjoyed this week's vlog. If you have, please leave it a like and subscribe down below. And all that remains is for me to wish you all tight lines in your own fishing, and I'll catch you all next week. Tight lines.